Bipolar disorder can be really distressing, both for sufferers and for their friends and family. Unpredictable mood swings and extreme behaviour can make it very difficult to know what's coming next, making it hard to plan ahead and hard to decide what to do for the best. Risk bipolar disorder is similar, with individuals and organisations flip-flopping rapidly between different attitudes to risk, making it hard to predict how they'll react in any given situation. Sometimes they're really risk-averse, seeing everything through a negative, pessimistic lens, refusing to take on any risk at all in case it all goes horribly wrong. Their approach is super cautious, being very careful not to expose themselves to risk, taking extreme measures to prevent risk and protect themselves from its effects. They'll be driven by the precautionary principle, better safe than sorry, avoiding all risk just in case. At other times, people and organisations with risk bipolar disorder will become highly risk-seeking, taking on increasing levels of risk exposure, perhaps even acting recklessly, regardless of the possible consequences if they're unable to manage the risk that they're taking. They seem oblivious to how their decisions might affect them or others in their organisation. Taking more and more risk becomes an end in itself as they spiral further and further into risk-seeking behaviour. And risk bipolar disorder means that they could change rapidly from one position to another without warning, making it hard to know quite how they'll react at any particular time. These unpredictable mood swings between extreme risk attitudes can be very difficult for the risk bipolar to deal with. Where others might have no problem in deciding whether it's safe to take a particular risk and whether we can manage it effectively, the risk bipolar will find it really hard to make those judgments. At times, they'll take on too much risk and suffer the consequences of overexposure. And at other times, they'll avoid risk and miss opportunities for innovation or growth. This means that projects and organisations led by risk bipolar sufferers will almost certainly be taking the wrong amount of risk, either too little or too much. Risk bipolar disorder matters because it leads to inappropriate risk-taking. In the uncertain world we live in, risk-taking is a normal part of life, including our personal life as well as our project and professional lives. Taking too much risk can be dangerous if we expose ourselves to unmanageable risks with intolerable consequences. But taking too little risk is just as bad, as it denies us the rewards that come with risk-taking. Instead, we need to be like Goldilocks, not taking too much risk, not taking too little risk, but getting our risk-taking just right. Risk bipolar disorder makes it almost impossible to know what just right means, as we flip-flop between being overly cautious to being unduly reckless. Treating it will help us to take the right risks safely and give ourselves the best chance of success. You've heard a little about one of these risk ailments, but in fact there are 10. To explore this ailment in greater detail, why not invite me to speak at your conference or in-house event, or read my book, or engage the Risk Doctor Partnership for consultancy support. The other risk ailments are introduced in the rest of the videos in this series, with full details in the book.